You're watching Pyro Media Network.
Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience is fruitful. Please feel free to visit our website to find out how you can join our growing family. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. Also, share so others may enjoy as well. And we hope you would consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
There have been 3 meteors that have hit the United States in the last week, right? And it's been in Ohio, Texas, I think, and in California. All in 1 week. You know, and I gotta say, and I think I speak for everyone, aliens, if you're throwing them, right? You got the right country, just the wrong side of it. You're hitting very west. Very west. And we would maybe prefer you to hit more east. Okay? Like hone in on your hand-eye coordination, right? Just anywhere like East Coast-ish. Pennsylvania Avenue, if you will. But, you know, if that doesn't feel great to you, I think Florida is also a great second choice.
What is going on, Pyro? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Why is my camera off? There we go. Hi, y'all. What's up, y'all? What's going on? I hope you guys are having a blessed and wonderful day. I am here, and some of us are queer. And we're going to get ready to get into some shenanigans here. So I appreciate you guys tuning on in. I appreciate it. Welcome to Pyro Power Hour. This is our Hump Day review. We got a lot to talk about on today. I'm not understanding why I'm not seeing. You know what, StreamYard? Y'all doing the most with the least sometimes. I can see you guys on YouTube, but I can't see you guys on StreamYard. So I'm not sure why it's doing all that. But I'm here. Let me see if I can. Oh, there we go. Now it's popping up. Weird. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. What's up, Michaela? How you doing, Michaela? What's going on, Cyrus? What's going on? Dr. Holt is in the building. What's up, King? We got Keith is in the building. What's up, King? How's everyone doing? Yes, yes, yes. Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Who else is in here? Oh, that's me. Let's see here. Cupcakes is in the building. Y'all remember it's Cupcake Month, so y'all shout her out. It's still Cupcake Month. Celebrate accordingly. Y'all hit the like button and share. Yes. Cupcake, you can also put your Cash App in there so we can go ahead and bless you. Okay. Give us some birthday blessings. Praise Jesus. Yes. How you guys doing on today? Those weren't meteors. That's Jesus. He's coming back. I know that's right. They got it right with Texas, but that one is not. A mess. Perfect shirt, yellow. Oh, thank you. You like it? Yeah, I'm just here to embarrass my family. Anywho, let's go ahead and get into some things. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about, so I don't want to delay, but I want to make sure that my computer is doing what it needs to do. There we go. Let's welcome everybody on into the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming on through. And hopefully it's fixed this time. We have some Bentley time. This video that I did wasn't working the last time. I want to see if it's going to work now. So let's check it out. Oh, yeah, it is working. Say hi, Bentley. Yes. Y'all say hi to Bentley. Look at him wagging his tail. He likes the camera. Mm-hmm. He used to not be so camera. He used to be really camera shy. Now he likes the camera. Praise Jesus. We love him. Let's do that one more time. Let's just see. Hi, Brandy. Look at his cute face. Yeah, you better pose. He says, hi, happy birthday, Auntie Cupcakes. Yes. Y'all say hi. He gave you a little kiss. All right, y'all. Let's get into the show. Welcome to our Hump Day review. We have a lot to talk about on today. And also, welcome. Oh, wait, hold on. I haven't checked the subscriber count today because I believe we were supposed to. Okay. We're still climbing up there. I want to get this 5,000 before the end of the month. I really do. We have to get 5,000 by the end of the month. My goal is to get at least as close to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. But I know I want to get 5,000 for sure by the end of the month. Yes. Hey, baby, what's up? That's my baby. Yes, Timothy is in the building. What's up, King? 4 point. Thank you. Cupcakes. You see, how is it your birthday week or your birthday month and you still holding it down? Okay, one of the best mods up in these YouTube streets. We have the best mods. That's what we call them, gladiators. Okay. What's going on? Let's see. We love you, Ben. Yes. Say hi to Ben Lee. All right. Y'all, let's go ahead and get into something. Oh, next week is the Spring Bash. So we're going to be announcing all of these new shows that's coming. One of the shows that is going to be kicking off is the Dirty Laundry with KO. Y'all remember KO came on Pyro Power Hour a few weeks ago, or I think it was last month. And then he was also on the Daryl Walter show. So make sure you guys check him out. The Spring Bash is going to be dope. I'm looking forward to showing all of the new shows and things that we got going on here on Pyro Media Network. So thank you for you guys' support. Also, throw in some yellow hearts if you are excited for today's show, because we got a lot to talk about on today. And if you're watching on the replay, please drop in a yellow heart. We appreciate you. We do not do any other color hearts. We just do yellows for right now. Thank you so much. All right. And also, we got some stuff to talk about today. We're going to get into Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker's divorce settlement today. And then we also got some things going on with Usher and 50 Cent. So we're going to talk about him. And y'all know we can't have a Pyro Power Hour show and a show with me and not talk about y'all's president. Okay. And then something broke today regarding Meta and Google. It kind of took me off guard. I completely forgot about this case because I wasn't really paying attention to it. But it's a landmark case. So it's definitely we'll get into it. It's definitely going to be a part of our breaking news. And then we're going to be talking about, I don't even know why this was even relevant, but we're going to talk about Melania and the robot that was walking down the aisle. It's like watching damn Plastic and Robots Girl. Like, I don't understand what was going on with that. That's weird. We're on full gal alert today. Honey, listen. And then we're going to talk about Kristi Noem and the investigation that is going on regarding her. Y'all know that she was fired from being the DHS or Department of Homeland Security director, and is being replaced by Mullen. I think Director Mullen. I forget his full name, but he's not important either. But yeah, so we find out some things about how much he was spending and what he was spending it on. A mess. Anywho, like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys for doing it. He said, y'all president, I voted for the AKA. Honey, listen, speak truth. And don't forget also to make sure you guys are heading over to Patreon. We appreciate you so much for all that you guys do. And yeah. Oh, and also, if you're feeling so inclined, make sure you guys go ahead and support the platform by donating via Cash App, Pyro Media. And if you need to donate other means, let me know. DM me on Instagram or on Facebook if you're a part of my Facebook. I know I keep my Facebook as private as possible. You can DM me on TikTok or Instagram. Or you can just DM the Pyro Media pages directly, and then the team will help you out if you need to do that. But also make sure you guys stay connected by texting BLAZE, BLAZE, to 833-793-2423. And also, if you have any fire letters or any type of articles, things that you want us to talk about, go ahead and make sure you email pyropowerhour@gmail.com. We're actually going to read a fire letter today. Do I have it pulled up? Yes, I do. I'll pull it up before we get in there. All right, y'all. Let's get into some things here. We're going to get into hold on, what y'all saying over here? Who is y'all? Y'all are bad. I would have again. Pray for us, high school educators and administration. We're about to enter you are not graduating war zone. Oh yeah, I remember that from last year. You told us about that in our group chat. Child, a mess. But you can handle it. You do it every year, bro. You got this. All right, y'all. Let's get into some breaking news on today. Where are you? There we go. All right, y'all, we got some breaking news on today. As I mentioned, Meta, there was a huge decision today regarding Meta and YouTube, like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff. If you remember I believe it was a couple of months ago, there was discussion around Meta being sued and social media applications being sued because it could affect young children's mental health state. So apparently these parents won, and let's take a look at what happened.
Right now, it looks like the jurors did rule with the plaintiff here and against Meta and YouTube. What is your reaction as these verdicts now coming in?
This is historic. This is a monumental verdict that will change how social media continues. I think it will be the start of thousands of trials or perhaps settlements once there is this kind of liability found. I don't think Meta and YouTube will take this to another jury, basically given the same set of facts and circumstances in many instances. This is a monumental verdict. I can't overstate that. The jury is establishing that in many ways, social media is addictive, something that many of us may think, but this jury is finding it, and they had listened to many experts and gone through a lot of evidence to get to this point, and they are finding that it causes harm. And importantly for this jury, Meta and YouTube knew that, or should have known that, and basically did it anyway. And that's pretty key to the verdict.
All right, so Rachel, you say there that you don't think the companies will take it in front of another jury. So you don't not think there will be an immediate appeal here?
Oh, I think there will be an appeal, absolutely. But for the thousands of cases that are lining up to show the same kind of liability, it is precedent setting here that this jury found that their technology in and of itself, the way it went about, was negligently done. It negligently caused harm, and that YouTube and Meta knew that. So that's a portion that we will not see another case to establish that kind of finding, that kind of negligence. Absolutely, Meta and YouTube will be appealing this verdict, but we don't know what their basis of appeal will be. It is difficult to appeal a jury verdict, particularly on these kinds of findings, but absolutely, because of the liability and the settlements and the cases that will follow this one, they want to get rid of this as quickly as they can.
Thank you for.
All right, so I don't know what to say about that. I do feel like there's going to be a lot of discussion around it. It's a huge situation. Yes, thank you, Cupcake. Make sure you guys hit that like button for me, please, and share. It does help the algorithm. We appreciate you. Dr. Holt says, are they saying children are addicted to social media? When are parents going to take responsibility for their kids being on social media? Well, I think I kind of did a little research on it with this case or whatever, but when it first came out, and then I kind of dropped the ball on it and kind of keeping up with it. But the issue is not whether or not it's all, like, they were trying to say back in the 90s that television shows and stuff like that was the issue on why kids were on drugs and all the stuff, and they started with the DARE program and really pushing this is your brain on drugs, and with the egg thing or whatever, and they had grants for that stuff and federal funding for all that. But it's not necessarily that it's just kids. It's really everyone. Social media has really taken a different space than like TV or anything like that. TVs you can turn off, right? Social media has really kind of ingrained itself into our society. And I think because of how the generations have kind of built themselves on the internet, whereas, for example, like, people don't know what's going on Freaknik. You know what I'm saying? Like, back in the 90s, Gen X, had these different things that were going on with them, and it wasn't all publicized, right? Of course, you had that documentary that came out or whatever. But my point is that you can go to high school and have whatever issues happen in that high school and it be within that high school in that class, right? Or in that class setting or in that school setting. Now, if something happens, it's all over social media, right? We see on TikTok or on Twitter or whatever, you see all of these kids fighting, or you see embarrassing moments with kids, and it's not just contained to just that school or that class or those individuals that were in it. It's now a whole situation where now everybody is now knowing it. Thousands and thousands of people, and people are mean. People are really, really mean. And you know, for those who have been with Pyro Media for a while, you know what's been going on with Pyro Media, especially with former clients or whatever, and how bullying could be, you know, has been used, you know, against people, whatever. And so it's not just kids, it's all types of people, it's all types of individuals, all age brackets. And I think it's gotten to a point where it's just they didn't do anything about it because it drove numbers. And I think that's where YouTube is being held, or Google rather, is being held liable as well. So we'll see how it goes. You know, and of course Mark Zuckerberg is going to get money out of it, or you know, it's going to be held liable for it too, because he's the face of Facebook, but as well as Meta. So let's see what the people are saying up in here. Timothy says, Mama always said everybody's bill comes due. Hello. Don't cash your check. Your ass can't cash. Timothy also says it's up to the parents to stop letting technology raise their kids, and they need to spend time with their children and raise them like our parents did. Okay. I also need to get off the social media themselves and raise it. I also need to get off the social media. I say it again. Okay. Let's see. Dr. Holt says, well, as long as they don't do a documentary on Black College Spring Break from 2001 to 2004. I hear you. I get it. Michaela says, I'm so sad. I'm so glad that I came up in the stage where the internet just started to implode, because if I was in the internet now, I would have went crazy. I know that's right. Yeah. So, you know, it's all debatable, right? It's all things that people can debate on and have conversations on. So, yeah, let's see how it goes. All right, y'all. I want to see where that's gonna go moving forward. So we'll see how it goes on the thing. Wait, hold on one second. I don't want to miss what Keith is saying here. Keith said, and I can't pull it up, but I see him on the screen. Yeah, someone wanted to play the victim, but it was coming off as just not wanting to pay to play. Well, hey, yeah, that's another conversation. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get everybody suing everybody. Yeah. Well, that's a whole nother conversation, but we're gonna leave that alone. I mean, there's enough going on in the industry. We're gonna mind our business in our little corner of the world. Praise Jesus. All right, let's go into happy birthdays. Today is a very special birthday. It's a heavenly birthday to the one and only Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. So y'all go ahead and shout her out. The Queen of Soul, may she rest in peace and may she rest in power. Contributed a tremendous amount of soul and set a standard for you know, in my opinion, for neo soul and just soul in general. So shout out to her, and may she rest in power. Also, it's still Cupcake Month, so we love you, girl. Yes, that's like look how cute she is. She's so cute. Yes, we love you, Cupcake. One of our Pyro Media, happy birthday to me again. No one else. Oh my God. She is a mess. I cannot deal with y'all. Yes. Happy birthday to the queens that are showing up here. I cannot. Anywho, shout out to Cupcake. Let's get into what's popping, y'all. We got a lot to talk about today. I almost debated not talking. I'm going to make this really quick, because I almost debated not talking about this particular topic, because I was just like, why? Oh, wait, hold on. I printed it out. Hold on. My notes. Shout out to my babe for giving me the idea to print out why can't I reach it? Hold on one second. There we go. To print out my my notes. Okay, so first up we have this Beyonce and Kelvin Evans situation going on. So you remember a couple of months ago, or I think it was last year, where there was this this big controversy that was going on when it came to Beyonce's choreographer during the Cowboy Rodeo tour, or the Act 3, or no, Act 2 for the Renaissance tour, the Cowboy tour. Cowboy Carter, thank you. And there was a hard drive that the choreographer left in his damn. Can your man tell you we need some damn kid? I'm gonna make candles specially for you, Cupcake. Okay, I love you. Anyway, back to the thing. So Kelvin Evans, the man accused of stealing unreleased Beyonce music. So you remember the choreographer that left that hard drive with unreleased music in his car, which is crazy to me. I don't even understand why that even happened. But after facing a plea deal that would have offered a reduced sentence, Evans flatly rejected it, telling the judge, quote, "I'm ready to go to trial now." What you mean you're ready to go to trial? You're talking about a billionaire. Okay, let me be quiet. That means no early deal. This case is officially set for trial this September. So now prosecutors had offered about 5 years if he pleaded guilty to entering a vehicle with intent to steal and criminal trespass. But Evans, a convicted felon, turned it down. Now prosecutors say they may push for the maximum 6-year sentence. I mean, that was a year less, bro. You stole the damn thing. So what do you, I don't understand. But here's the backstory. Investigators say Evans allegedly broke into a rental SUV in Atlanta last summer during Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour stop, making off with suitcases, girl, containing hard drives with unreleased tracks, tour show plans, laptops, and accessories. No word on whether those hard drives have been recovered, meaning the mystery of Beyonce's missing music still lingers. And the trial could turn into one of the biggest entertainment courtroom stories of the year. Wild. I don't understand why you would do this. This is really stupid. Who is the criminal, girl? What? Sir, you going to prison. Why don't you just drop the soap, little buddy, and I hope that they get that hard drive back to Her Majesty Beyonce. Y'all are a mess. I really don't understand why Beyonce, I was watching a clip with Don Lemon and Matthew Knowles, and I don't understand. He even said, if I was still her manager, I would have, old boy, the choreographer would have been in hot water. I don't even understand how you leave something so precious and so important in a car. Even when I did stuff for my clients or whatever, and we did like field work or whatever, and we did a music video, or we did any type of project where I had to carry a travel thing. Now what we do is we upload things to our, we have a kind of like an online drive where you can just upload it directly wherever you're at around the world, which I think is safer. But sometimes we still have hard drives that we carry on, but we don't keep that in places that are unsecure. And we have lockable boxes when those things are happening. So I don't understand like what that was about. That was really weird. Doesn't make any sense. But bro said no. And I pray for him. Because I don't think he understands that like the Beehive is not no joke. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Good luck, Chuck. Let's see. He barely her father. Better watch yourself, man. Right. You doing what do you y'all are a mess. I cannot. You doing leave anything. You gonna leave anything confidential out of sight in any career, girl. Exactly. What if this is this opera album I want her to do? Somebody please give that hard drive back to her ASAP. Well, I mean, I know she has copies of it, but I'm sure she has copies of it. That's not something that you just like leave to just one person. But I do think that it was mishandled, in my opinion. So I would probably get rid of that choreographer, in my opinion, or never give that choreographer anything again. In the words of Whitney, you better lay low. You better lay low. All right, moving on. Kandi Burruss. We have a divorce update actually on the situation here, and so we have so the Real Housewives of shakeup. Real Housewives shakeup because it's. Let's get into this Real Housewives shakeup because it's giving luxury logistics, and a little bit of who really won. Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker have officially wrapped their divorce, and the numbers are numbering. Kandi is paying Todd a $426,000 lump sum, but here's the twist. No alimony, no child support on either side. That's right. It's a clean financial break beyond that check. Now, I like that personally, but custody completely split down the middle. They're co-parenting their two kids, Ace and Blaze, with shared legal and physical custody. But Kandi does hold onto the kids' passports. So Todd has to check in before taking any trips, structured, but still cooperative. I kind of like that. Now let's talk assets, because this is where it gets kind of spicy. Kandi keeps a fleet that includes a Bentley SUV, Escalade, Porsche SUV, and even a classic 63 Camaro. Todd isn't hurting either, so he's rolling away with a G-Wagon, Range Rover, a Porsche, and multiple vintage rides. Those were probably his that he bought anyway, which makes sense. I don't think Kandi gives a crap about that. They're also selling their joint food truck and splitting credit card rewards. Yes, even the points got negotiated, which is crazy to me. And in a final twist, Todd still owes Kandi $38K for Atlanta Hawks season tickets that she still gets to keep. Now, the moral of the story is, even in a breakup, the details matter. And in this case, every dollar, car, and mile point was accounted for. Now, listen. Some people say Kandi won. Some people say Kandi didn't. I don't know. I think that, it was an amicable split. I can't talk today. And I think it was better than what could have happened. And I honestly think that Kandi was in more of a financial comfort space and had more leeway than other people, or than Todd did in this case, personally. I'm not sure the laws when it comes to family law in Georgia, but I know in California, it's a mother state. And so typically, unless you can prove that the mother is like unfit, which is really hard to prove unless there's evidence of like drug use or abuse or whatever, or that the mother presents a danger to the child, it's really difficult to not gain full custody, for the mother to not gain full custody of the child. But I think what happened with this one is that they were both raising their children. I think they're going to make great co-parents, and I think it makes sense. And this shows kind of like Kandi's grace, and also that they are both willing to just kind of put stuff aside. Like, they don't have to like each other, which I still think that there's a lot of love between them, but they don't have to like each other to not focus on the kids, which I think is the most important. So shout out to them. Next, who gives it? Right? He said Todd Eva. Oh my God. How tall are you? Todd is 2 feet. Not 2 feet. My Jesus. I fold. Okay. All right. Let's move on, because Holt is crazy. All right. Next up, which I thought this was really dope and a long time coming. Shout out to Brandy. Okay. It's something. It's well-deserved flowers being handed out in real time. Okay. R&B legend Brandy Norwood is officially stepping into history. She's set to receive her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on March 30th, 2026. That's this upcoming Monday. And this isn't just symbolic. It's the 2,839th star, cementing a career that's shaped music, TV, and culture for decades. All right, we're talking about an artist whose influence runs deep, from dominating the charts with The Boy It's Mine to redefining Black girl representation on Moesha. Brandy didn't just have hits; she helped build the blueprint for modern R&B vocals. And the moment is going to be major. Tributes from Issa Rae and legendary hitmaker Kenneth Babyface Edmonds are already lined up for the ceremony. But here's the thing: fans are calling this long overdue. Amen. Okay. After decades of influence, awards, and shaping generations of artists, the industry is finally catching up to what the culture has already known all along. And just to top it off, she's dropping her memoir, Phases, right after the ceremony. So this is more than a moment, it's a full circle error. So bottom line, Brandy getting her star isn't just recognition. it's correction. So shout out to Brandy Norwood, the one, the only vocal Bible. We love her, and it's well due. And something that I saw, that I was when I was downloading some photos, I saw this, and I was like, the girl hasn't changed. Now, if you look on the left, and for those who are listening on the podcast, the left is a picture of her on Moesha. The right, it's a I think a picture within the last 4 or 5 months, or within the last year. Gorgeous. Another one from Moesha, and the same picture. Gorgeous. Okay. Black don't crack. So congratulations to Brandy Norwood. We love you. We appreciate you. And flowers well deserved. All right. Let's see. Kandi wanted to eat too. Oh my God. Keats. Now this is the singer that I care about. I know that's right. Inside joke. Now y'all going to stop with that vocal Bible. Now she can sing, but okay. Don't get blocked. Okay. Don't get blocked. We love Brandy over here. Okay. You haven't even seen her live. I saw her live. The girl still sounds like her damn album. Insane. Vocals on fleek. Speaking of vocals, Usher. Now listen, y'all. I don't know what the hell's going on with Usher, and I don't understand what his Watchtower. Like, right? Cupcakes, get him together. I don't know what's going on with Usher. He said this gal. I don't understand what his problem is. A couple of weeks ago, and I don't know the full details on this because I didn't really care. I heard that he got into it with Justin Bieber. I don't know what that was about, but I'm talking about today. His stuff going on with not Cupcake and Boo, who in here have lost their mind. Timothy. All right. Let's get into it because 50 Cent is back in his trolling bag, and this time Usher is catching the heat. Okay, so here's what went down. Usher recently spoke out about Sean Diddy Combs, saying he doesn't have anything negative to say, and that his personal experience with Diddy was not what the public has been seeing. He even called Diddy a mentor and credited him for major cultural contributions. Take a look.
I mean, this might be a bit controversial. But in the same way, I think many people choose to look past the reality of what our country is, the standards that we now stand on. We can't ignore the reality of the history. But in many ways, I think certain people are prosecuted and maybe not recognized for the greatness, that they offer. I don't have anything negative to say about Sean Combs because my experience was not what the world has seen and how he's been, misrepresented. I'm not saying that every man is perfect. I'm not saying that all of us don't have flaws, but I can't, with any sense of humanity, not recognize the valuable contributions that this man made for us as Black entrepreneurs, for us as businessmen, for us as people who transition, culture and ideas into something that's tangible and becomes business. So many people benefited from what he created.
So y'all are going in on Usher. Y'all don't love Usher? We don't. Yeah, it's a box. Anyway, 50 Cent entered the chat, right? So he's basically the internet's petty king at this point. He jumped on Instagram and straight up mocked Usher, making wild jokes about their past connection to Diddy. And yeah, social media went crazy. Now, the important part is that Usher hasn't responded, and honestly probably won't. Meanwhile, 50's been on a roll lately, from stirring up rap beefs to producing content around Diddy's controversy. So this feels less random and more like a part of a bigger narrative he's pushing. But the bottom line is that this isn't just trolling. This is hip hop politics, legacy, and loyalty all colliding in real time. So the question is 50 just joking, or is he trying to control the conversation? What are your thoughts on this, y'all? I honestly think, for me personally, my thoughts on this is that I feel like 50 Cent's he's funny. I think his stuff is funny. I think he in the beginning it was kind of funny and ha ha ha. But I think at this point it's kind of like it's getting old. right? When you're constantly trying to be like the reader or this guy that's like constantly trying to be the troll. Like nobody likes professional trolls, and we know a lot of professional trolls, don't we, team? But anyway, I just feel like this is just unnecessary. I think it's kind of corny at this point, and I feel like bro, like take a nap. Like there's other stuff for you to do, 50, for you to, instead of you just sitting here just kind of like being a troll. Like I don't understand it now. It's getting whack. So those are my thoughts on it. Let me know your thoughts, and let me know your thoughts on the replay as well. And we're gonna go to commercial because we're running out of time, and I don't want to push my hold on. Let me see what the people say real quick. I'd rather talk about verses tomorrow. I know that's right. All of them. 50 is old. 50 is an old gal. 50 stays trolling. Who said herpes? Oh God. Okay, okay, let's move on. There is video footage of Diddy knocking the F out of a woman. Usher is on the wrong side of it. I agree with that. Absolutely. But again, let me say this. That may not have been his experience with him, but my problem is that it's not about, nobody asks you about your experience with him. Because yeah, he probably, from what she said, he probably didn't do anything to you, even though it's been alleged that he has. But maybe his experience, your experience with him is fine. You can have your experience with him. But there's been video footage of how he treated Kathy. There's been allegations brought up in court. There's been evidence of things and how he operates. We saw different things in documentaries. Like this is not something that's coming up that's like coming out of nowhere. It's not based off of a he said she said thing. This is literally what we're seeing of his actions. So I don't know. I hear what you're saying, Usher, but I don't know if you should have stepped into this one. You should have stepped out and just said, you know what? I wish him the best. That's all you had to say. But I think you're afraid. Well, let me be quiet. We'll talk about that on Patreon. Anywho, before we go to commercial, I want to just start on this story real quick because it's like, wait, hold on. What you said? They both probably going. Tank being okay. You know what? Y'all have y'all own best. So Taylor Frankie Paul. Now, let's talk about the ever evolving saga of this whole situation. Now, for those who don't know who she is, as you know, I watch reality TV, and my Timothy put me on to the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. It's actually interesting. I think it's like more of a radical version of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, in my opinion. I think Salt Lake City is a little more tamed. Still very entertaining, but still a lot more tamed. But anyway, Taylor Frankie Paul started this thing called Mom Talk on TikTok. And it was about all of these different moms kind of banding together, doing TikTok videos, dances, and stuff like that, and having a safe space for mothers to kind of, whether they're single or not, or just moms coming together to have a safe space to come to and share information, support each other, whatever. So Taylor Frankie Paul started this or whatever. If you guys watch the show, okay, cool. We're gonna actually have a show, a reality show, bringing that back on the network. But we'll get into that more, and we'll talk about that on that show. But recently, she was Taylor Frankie Paul was supposed to be on who the hell is this? She was supposed to be on The Bachelorette. Now you guys know I'm not a big fan of The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. I'm just not a big fan of it. However, I do follow these girls because I watch the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So they pulled it because there was some like I think it was like as of this week, or maybe it was as of this week. Taylor is reportedly under investigation for a third alleged domestic violence incident involving her ex Dakota Mortensen. Authorities in Utah are reviewing video evidence tied to a 2024 altercation, but no charges have been filed yet. So and this comes right after that leaked 2023 fight video resurfaced, showing a physical altercation which already caused a major fallout, including ABC pulling her season of The Bachelorette just days before it was supposed to premiere. Now, her Hulu show, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, is also feeling the heat, with production reportedly impacted amid the controversy. Now, here's where it gets messy. People close to Taylor say there's more to the story, hinting at a toxic relationship on both sides, but publicly, it's still very much a he said, she said situation. So let's, I want you to watch this this clip before we go to commercial break, and watch this clip, and then when we come back, we'll finish it up, and then we'll go into the roundup. All right, I'll see you on the other side of the commercial.
I get a call saying, hey, we are interested in you hosting The Bachelor. It came down to me, Michael Strahan, and Tyra Banks. They wanted to keep it in the ABC family. Michael Strahan hosted Good Morning America. Tyra Banks at the time hosted Dancing with the Stars. I said, you can find somebody more famous than me. You won't find anybody better than me. Ultimately, they asked me to end up hosting it. But before they asked me to end up hosting it, severe background check after background check after background check. Not only do they do that, they give me a whole booklet in order to host just this one episode and debrief me on all of that. Not only do they do that, they give me all of the DVDs of the packages from every character that I'm going to have to talk to during the course of their season to make sure that I am well prepped, as they have completely studied me and my history. I say that to say the franchise knew everything you needed to know about this woman, and they turned a blind eye. And that is what, to me, is disgusting. And as soon as they found out this video existed, they were like, uh-oh, we just got caught. And I'm tired of seeing it, because we saw it in the NFL too. When Ray Rice hit his romantic partner, it was a 2-game suspension. When the video came out and we saw him knock her out in the elevator and drag her by her hair, he never played in the NFL again. Stop waiting for videos to be released to punish people when you already know the integral thing to do.
Hey, it's Dr. Nicole D. Vick from Dr. Victorious, and you're watching Pyro Media Network.
Hey, it's Pastor Kim from It's Just Kim Live Show, and you're watching Pyro Media Network.
Hey, how y'all doing? Real quick, this is Daryl Walter, host of the Daryl Walter Show. I know. And you are watching Pyro Media Network.
And you guys see? Oh, there we go. Hold on. There we go. We're back. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning on in. We are here, and some of us are queer. Make sure you guys do me a favor and hit that like button, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It does help the algorithm, and it does let people know that we are loud, live, and in color. And if you're never getting notifications from YouTube, Twitch, or wherever you're watching from, you can go ahead and text Blaze, BLAZE, to 833-793-2423, and we'll send you a notification when we go live or when we upload new material. So go ahead and check that out as well. Yeah, and I see you guys are adding yourselves onto that text line as well. So thank you guys so much for doing that. It does let us know that we can continue paying for the service. All right. All right, y'all. Let's get these likes up. Yes, make sure you guys hit that like button. Oh, you're at the gym. All right, Cyrus. You're at the gym. Yes, get these likes up. Text Blaze and get into all of the things. All right, y'all. Let's get into the things here. And as we were talking about when we were leaving, we were talking about Taylor Frankie Paul. Now, one of the things, the bottom line of it all is like what started as an influencer gossip, like has like fully crossed into like real world consequences, and the internet is watching every single move. But here's the thing that I really appreciated from what our brother said before we went into the commercial break. People are not coming in, like these organizations are not coming in. And when I say organization, I'm talking about like these major networks. They're not coming in just putting any regular schmegler, especially for The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, which are major shows. They fired you remember the anchors, the news anchors that got fired because they were having an affair? They fired them for having an affair. Now, mind you, I don't care what you do, that's your business. I don't think it's right, but they have a morality clause, right? You knew that that's what was going on because it aired on that show on the girls' reality show, and you knew what type of relationship they were having. None of that is off limits, right? So these are old allegations or old videos that are popping up and resurfacing, and then you just scrap like the entire season. Somebody's gonna have to pay for that. And then on top of that, can we stop giving fuckboys a chance? Because Dakota is, if you guys watch the show, he is a complete and utter loser. Okay? And girl, this is your fault. Because you kept going back to the fool. The D is not that great. I can guarantee you can get better D than that. And let me be quiet because now I'm gonna go into a reality spinoff thing. But shout out to the guy that and hold on one second. Spoiler alert, even though it's not going to air. This is the guy that got the final rose apparently, and he posted on social media saying that he wishes her the best and that he is praying for her and that he's asking everybody to just kind of support her because this is her time. Very sweet, very nice. Woo woo. We were supposed to see all these people, so now y'all got to pay all of their asses. You got to pay her because she's obligated to get paid, and you got to pay the production team in the company. Wild. Anywho, as a hothead myself who have done things in the past, leave her be. Listen, that's what I'm saying. Like these things happen. I'm not saying that she should be in going to jail, or whatever. I mean, what I'm saying is these are the consequences that come up. My issue is with the network executives that are sitting there. Now, this goes beyond her. This goes beyond Dakota. This goes to the people who are going to not have jobs or that lost their jobs or may not get paid because of these type of situations. People don't think about that stuff. And you got these network executives that just do anything willy-nilly. Anywho, I digress. Make sure you guys hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Be like Elsa, let it go, let it go. I know that's right. Anywho, let's move on. Let's get into these fire letters. And as you guys know, let me pull it up so I can make sure I have it here. As you guys know, you guys can go ahead and text not text. You can email pyropowerhour@gmail.com for these fire letters to send in the fire letter. Where are you? There you are. There we go. Okay. Let me pull it in. All right, here we go. So here's our first fire letter for the day or for the week. Let me go ahead and pull it up. All right. So it says, "Hi, Kwame, longtime listener, first time writer. I've been listening to you since the Blaze Entertainment days with Miss Free." Oh, okay. So let me and you are anonymous. I don't see your emails even says it now. Anyway, so let me start by saying you should really advertise more on your personal social media. I genuinely thought you just stopped podcasting. I only discovered Pyro Power Hour a few months ago and have been locked in ever since. I don't like online chat groups, so I tend to stay in what you call the bushes when I do catch you live. Please consider pushing it harder on TikTok and Instagram because some of us were out here grieving a podcast that was very much alive. I appreciate it, no problem. And anyway, please keep me anonymous because I love my dignity almost as much as I love your commentary, and I like to keep at least one of those intact. So here's my situation. I'm a gay man, proudly Democrat, proudly vaccinated, and proud owner of at least 3 tote bags from progressive nonprofits I do not remember donating to. My boyfriend, whom I love deeply, is not that. He's a right-leaning, hell. Oh, shit. I'm sorry, y'all. I already know where this is going. Let me enlarge this real quick, y'all. Hold on one second. Let me enlarge this on my screen so I can see. And then let me put it here. Okay, let me pull this up here. I'm on my other laptop, so that's why I need to pull this up. Where's the view? There we go. Zoom in again. Zoom in. Okay, there we go. All right, so where are you? Boom. Okay, so he's a right-leaning independent, and before anyone panics, no, he's not storming the Capitol or yelling at waiters about wokeness. He's more of a both sides have good points guy, which frankly feels like a hate crime in our household. Girl, we've been together for 2 years. We live together. We have a dog together. The dog is bipartisan, but absolutely judges us both. Okay. Our arguments are civil but exhausting. I'll say something like healthcare is a human right, and he'll say sure, but have you considered taxes? And suddenly I'm Googling how to scream into a pillow without alarming neighbors. The real issue is that I can't tell if this is a healthy opposites attract situation or if I'm one Thanksgiving away from throwing a dinner roll at his aunt while yelling about voter suppression. I love him. He loves me. He supports my rights, shows up for me, and has never once tried to explain Bitcoin to me unsolicited. But every election cycle feels like emotional CrossFit. Now, here's the twist, and I swear on Beyonce, this is true. You better know us about. Okay, last month I found out he's been secretly consulting for a local political campaign. I assumed it was something harmless, zoning laws, potholes, stop signs. Nope. He's been advertising a right-leaning candidate on how to better appeal to LGBTQ voters, using me as an example. Oh, hell no. Apparently, I'm his proof of concept. So now I don't know what to do. Am I dating the enemy? Am I secretly changing hearts and minds through the power of love and shared streaming passwords? Or am I one argument away from being referenced in a political or in a campaign memo titled "How to Seem Chill"? Kwame, do I stay and keep fighting the good fight from the inside, or do I pack my tote bags, take the dog, he clearly sides with me, and find a nice progressive man who cries during NPR fund drives? Please help. I trust you more than my therapist, and you're definitely cheaper. Just kidding, but seriously, let me know what you think. Anonymous but emotionally exhausted. Let me tell you something, girl. Before I even get to the comments, it is very difficult to be with someone who does not match your moral standards. And what I mean by that is it's not Bush versus Obama or Bush versus Clinton. This is a far right situation that is very detrimental to a lot of people in the country, and an ideology that is rooted in racism, bigotry, and homophobia, like all types, and xenophobia, and just warmongering and fear, to be quite honest with you. So I would have an issue if my partner was right leaning or first of all, I wouldn't even get to that point. I actually dated someone who I found out because while we were dating, I found out that he was like gonna vote for Trump, and I'm like, oh no. It was nice talking to you. It was great. Like, and what was crazy is that we got along on so many different levels until we started talking about politics. And I think he saw one of my TikToks regarding something that happened with Trump or whatever. And I just could not see myself compromising in that manner. I could compromise on a lot of different things for the sake of a relationship and for the sake of working towards becoming better in a healthy relationship. But there's certain things that I won't compromise on. And to me, being associated with xenophobes, homophobic people, homo hating, just racism all over is a problem for me, and doesn't align with my morals and my values. And so that's where I draw the line. So it's not like you're talking about, oh, he wears clothing that I don't like, or he listens to music that I'm not into. Those are things that, those are individual things, and personality traits and things of that nature. But when you're getting involved into your core values and how, like, that would be a problem for me. So I'm not telling you to break up with him, because I don't like telling people to do anything like that when it comes to their relationship. They have to make that decision for themselves. But you need to ask yourself, does your values align with his values? And if they don't, you need to think about how that's going to impact you in the future. I know my partner has similar values that I do. And so when we have a child, or we grow our family, I know that our values align in a way where I feel comfortable with him co-parenting with me. You know what I mean? Or bringing him around my family, or me being introduced to his family. But if I was to go over to his family and they were a whole bunch of MAGA and a whole bunch of Trump supporters, I would not feel comfortable. And I would not feel right wanting to continue on a relationship with them, because I just don't agree with that. It's just not something I can do. So that's my advice. Let's see what the people say on that. What's up? They hit the like button. Okay, prison. Who's he talking about? They knew she was crazy. That's okay. Wait. Where's that? Okay. There we go. As a high. Okay. Then we go. Moving on. All right. Next again. I don't watch the show. Okay. Wait, what's going on here? Am I seeing the right amount? Let me look on this other thing. Yeah, change the locks. Okay, there we go. Keith said change the locks. Michaela said, baby, the red flags are there. Can you tell red flags are there? Can you tell who he is the love is probably there, but you don't drive yourself crazy being with this person. Okay. Timothy says, Molly, you in danger, girl. Dr. Holt says, yeah, I was letting it marinate for a minute, but yeah, leave. Do not collect $200. Do not pass go, leave. Keith said, insert Viola Davis getting up with her bag. I know that's right. Keith also said, that's a person who will say marriage is just a piece of paper when the government finally strips away our right to get married. Now, Keith, that's a word. That's why I hide my red hat. Don't play with me, Timothy. I'm not even messing with you. Dr. Hall said, girl, you just behind. Let Bentley post the. I'm gonna go ahead and block his name. I'm kidding. All right, y'all. That was the fire letter for today. Let's go ahead and move into this to this roundup. I'm gonna move quickly. I only got a couple of stories on this one, so that's good. Let's see here. All right. Oh, girl. Melania Trump and robots. So let's talk about what might be the most sci-fi coded political moment of 2026. All right. So boom, listen. Melania Trump just casually walked into the this is so fucking stupid. This is so dumb. She just casually walked into the White House with a humanoid robot by her side. Not a joke, not CGI, real life. So this AI robot called Figure 3 literally walked the red carpet with a greeted guests in multiple languages, and then dipped like he had somewhere else to be. And this wasn't just this is crazy. Can you guys tell which one is the robot? I think they're both robots. What I was doing. This is so dumb. Now he looks better than the husband. Well, true. Oh my God. This is so dumb. And this wasn't just for vibes. It was part of a global tech summit where Melania is pushing the idea that AI robots could become personalized teachers for kids. Like, imagine your homework help is a robot that never gets tired, never gets annoyed, and knows everything. Wow. Now here's the real question, though. I'm tired of seeing all that. Here's the real question, though. Are we witnessing the beginning of Jetsons energy or the soft launch of Black Mirror, White House edition? Because when politicians start rolling out robots like Celebrity Plus Ones, yeah, the timeline just shifted. So we're going to stay tapped in because pop culture and tech, they originally just merged at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, child. This is so weird. I don't even know why this was like, okay, whatever. I don't even care. The robot don't like their ass design. I know. Y'all are so damn silly. I can't. Which one is that? That's what I was asking. Which one was the damn robot? I can't. Now she got a new man. You know what? Michaela. I can't. Anyway, let's move on. Look at Plastic Face. Speaking of plastics. Now, I wasn't going to talk about this girl, but I think you guys should know where your tax dollars are being spent. Okay, so that way you don't get too crazy. Now, you guys remember this girl, Kristi Noem, she was fired, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. Okay, and they're entering this dude, okay, Mullen or whatever. Well, I cannot. So Democrats just dropped new details about the $220 million ad campaign tied to former DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. And yeah, the plot thickens, y'all. Y'all remember this? Y'all remember this when she was on that damn horse? You couldn't get better clothes, girl. This video took $220 million to make. Take a look.
Spaces, they were not just for its beauty, but I'm Kristi Noem. From the cowboys who tamed the West, to the titans who built our cities, to the dreamers who chased the impossible, America has always rewarded vision and grit.
I don't care, girl. I can't watch that whole video. I'm sorry. I can't. So we're talking about contracts going to companies with political ties. One firm reportedly getting perks like a signing bonus and questions about whether the whole thing even followed a real competitive bidding process. Because you guys know when you guys get government contracts, there's a bidding process. You have to, you know, there's steps before you can actually attain a government contract. So now here's where things get spicy. Lawmakers are pushing for subpoenas, saying key figures may have had more influence over the money than originally claimed. And remember, this is the same campaign that had Noem front and center in the cinematic style ads horseback at Mount Rushmore vibes, basically giving main character energy on the taxpayers' dime. Even more wild, Donald Trump himself said he didn't even sign off on the campaign, contradicting earlier claims made under oath. Which we're going to get to that later, I'm sure, because we need to get to these midterms quick, okay? Now investigations are piling up, watchdogs are circling, and the whole situation is raising bigger questions about how political branding, media optics, and government money are all colliding in 2026. So yeah, this isn't just policy, it's politics meets production budget, and we'll be watching. Now, speaking of what we will be watching, take a look at this crap. What? Are you serious? This is the cost breakdown, the alleged cost breakdown of Kristi Noem's ad campaign. Videography, photography, and production vendors, $52 $52,000. Over $52,000. Horse rentals, over $20,000. Hair and makeup services. Now, at what point do you need $3,000 worth of hair and makeup, girl? No comment. Magic store cost, $500. I don't even know what the hell that is. Labor costs paid to the strategy group advert company. Now, this is over $100,000. Now, mind you, advert company is connected to her. And they also got a signing bonus of $60,000. Y'all, this is a mess. So, Duck Lips, while she was over there playing these games, talking about she wants to deport everybody, she was misappropriating funds, basically, allegedly. Let me say allegedly. Oh, Lord. Let's see what y'all saying up in here. I can't. Michaela says, say what now? It took 200 million and something of tax paying dollars for this BS. She need her. Yeah. Timothy says she gave all that money to her friends, so you know she got kickback. Of course she did. Keith says, dress like how a person thinks a cowgirl dresses. Bitch, we know you. Keith is on a roll tonight. I love it. Timothy says, everybody in this production just started their business weeks prior. I know that's right. Right. We could have did it for a quarter of that. Pyro Media could have did it for a quarter. I mean, we wouldn't because we don't like your ass. But we would have did it for a quarter of that and still made it 1,000 times better. Anywho, she gave that money to her homies. Exactly. All my comments are allegedly as well. All right, y'all. Let's get into holding space because we gotta go. All right, y'all. Watch this video. This video was produced by the state media of Iran. I want to first preface this to say that we don't condone any violence towards the United States. We are an American company. We are Americans. And so we don't want any, I'm not trying to sway anything to make sure everybody knows that we are proud Americans, okay? Of course, we have our issues in this country, but I don't side with Iran in any capacity. However, the truth needs to be spoken. So take a look at this video that was just dropped today by Iran media. Now, I want shout out that says one vengeance for all. Let me explain something to you, Iran. We ain't got nothing to do with this. You can leave us out of the group chat, okay, girl? We ain't got nothing to do with Donald Trump and his goons. But let's be clear about where things stand, okay? Because there's been a lot. If you guys been following the news, there's been a lot of BS, a lot of stuff coming on. There's been no meaningful peace talks. So I don't care what Donald Trump has been saying. I don't care what that blonde bimbo Caroline Levitt has been saying. I don't care what Pete Hectus has been saying. There's been no talks. Iran has already rejected the latest U.S. proposal, calling it unrealistic. And while officials hint at progress, what we're actually seeing is escalation. More strikes, more instability, and more lives disrupted across the region. Now, nearly 300 U.S. troops have reportedly been wounded. Civilian infrastructure has been hit, and global tensions are rising. This is what happens when diplomacy is treated like an afterthought. Now, let's talk about leadership for a second, because the same administration that promised strength is now delivering chaos with the kind of inconsistency that would be laughable if the stakes weren't so high. And yes, that includes Donald Trump, whose version of foreign policy still sounds less like strategy and more like a late night rant dressed as doctrine. Tough talk isn't policy. Volume isn't vision. And repeating something louder doesn't make it smarter. It just makes it more dangerous. But here's what often gets left out of these conversations. Wars like this are never felt equally. They ripple outward through working families, through marginalized communities, through people who already carry the weight of economic instability, rising costs, and limited access to resources. When global conflict drives up energy prices, disrupts supply chains, and shifts national priorities, it's not the powerful who feel it first. It's everyone else. So the question isn't just what happens next. It's who is this really serving? Because it's not the families watching prices climb. It's not the communities already stretched thin. It's not the people overseas caught between bombs and politics. What we're witnessing isn't strength. It's the cost of failed leadership. And the truth is, accountability doesn't start in war rooms. It starts with people who refuse to accept chaos as normal or incompetence as leadership. So stay informed, stay critical, and don't let anyone convince you that escalation is the same thing as control, because it isn't. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you guys so much. Let me know your thoughts on everything that happened today, whether it would have been, some of the stuff that happened in What's Popping, some of the stuff that happened in the Roundup. I appreciate you all. Okay. And also feel free, if you want to donate to the cause, you can go ahead and donate to the platform. It not only supports Pyro Power Hour, but it supports all of the shows on Pyro Media Network. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. You can use that QR code if you need to do so, or if you're listening on the podcast, you can donate on Cash App at $Pyro Media. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. And you know what? It's cool. We're going to get through this. Like Whoopi Goldberg says, we're going to get through this together. So take a deep breath. See you guys in the next one. Peace.
Thank you for watching Pyro Media Network. For more information, please visit pyromedianetwork.com.